Welcome to Embracing Life Again. I'm Karin, transition expert and minister. Together, we'll break through life's toughest barriers, rediscover joy, and start dreaming again. It's time to embrace life fully with purpose, passion, and hope. Welcome to Embracing Life Again. I'm Karin, your host, and here I give you inspiration through your life's transitions, where my show's purpose is to get you unstuck in your trauma and loss, to find joy and dream again. And today we're going to be talking about anxiety, which has been plaguing a lot of people with everything that's going on in the world. So I thought it would be a great interview. And please stay tuned in for the Adventures with Zebby and Theo, which is at the end of the show. But I would love to introduce my guest. So Barbara Karin Sommer is a clinical psychiatrist in Reno, Nevada, and she is currently finishing her PhD dissertation in trauma-informed therapy using complementary methods like hypnosis, mindfulness, breath work, and acupuncture, along with Western clinical psychology practices like cognitive behavior therapy and acceptance commitment therapy. So welcome to the show, Missy.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So today, just so we can start off, anxiety is running rampant right now in the country. So I wanted you to talk about that and what you're seeing in your patients and how you're helping them. But first, tell us more about who you are and who you help.
So, I started out as an acupuncturist actually, and a massage therapist and yoga teacher. And I had a long journey to get to become a clinical psychology intern. But I'm so happy that I ended up studying mind, body, and spirit avenues so that I can address the whole person when I'm looking at myself and others and wanting to help them. Because we are spirit as well as mind and body.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So you kind of answered how'd you get started doing this, right? Mm-hmm. So can you tell a story about not how you fell into it, because you didn't. I mean, it was kind of a process for you, right? So can you tell us the story of hard work that got you to where you are now?
Yeah, actually, when I was working in the gym 20-something years ago, I was a personal trainer as well as a yoga teacher, and I ended up having a client who was 85 pounds, but she wanted to lose weight. So I quickly realized that she had an eating disorder, and I asked her point blank about it, and she, admitted that she was in treatment for anorexia and bulimia. And she was home from college, about to be put back into a hospital, into residential treatment because she was struggling so much. And so I was able to end up talking with her parents and also get permission of her psychiatrist at the time to be able to work with her a few days a week for an hour, a couple of hours actually. And this was prior to my going into clinical psychology school.
Wow.
So I actually, that was pretty much my first client doing some related therapy, even though it wasn't actual cognitive behavioral therapy or acceptance commitment therapy.
Right.
But what I did was first understand the history of the trauma that occurred prior to her having these struggles. And anxiety and depression played a large part in it, as well as trauma. The poor woman, young woman, she had been walking on the street. Someone had put something over her head and dragged her into an alley to, then have their way. And so she was afraid to go out. She was afraid to go shopping. She was afraid to go anywhere. And then she turned that anger and anxiety inward. And so first I tried to work with her to figure out how we could calm down her nervous system so that she could find some element of inner peace. And so one thing that we discovered was that she really felt peaceful listening to ocean waves. Oh. So for the entire session, I would play the ocean waves in the background. And then we would, talk about mindfulness and yoga related practices, because practicing yoga can really cultivate inner peace and help release trauma and anxiety from the body. And then with this mind-body awareness. So we did some yoga practices, and then I realized, I just want to know how to help her more. Mm-hmm. And so that's what inspired me to go into clinical psychology school.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So what's the most common challenge you see when helping people with anxiety? So you can tell a story about someone like you just did, or you can just say what the challenge is. And I think a lot of it is the trauma behind the anxiety, maybe. I'm guessing.
Yeah, 40% of women, and I know our audience for this show is
mostly women.
Mm-hmm. Between 35 to 65. And the AMA, the American Medical Association, put out some statistics that 40% of women experience anxiety in their lifetime. Sometimes it's just for a brief period, and sometimes it's long term.
Right.
Some of the symptoms of anxiety are physiological in nature. What happens is that the nervous system gets geared up into a sympathetic nervous system response, which then stimulates the heart to beat faster, the breath to become more shallow, as versus deeper in the belly. Mm-hmm. When we're relaxed, we breathe into the belly. Okay. When we're stressed, we breathe up here in the chest, and much more shallow, quicker breaths. Then the blood starts leaving the digestive system. So when we're under a lot of stress and have anxiety, we can develop digestional problems because the blood leaves the digestive tract and goes into our major muscle groups in order to basically go into that flight mode. So it's as if we're walking through the forest and we see a bear. We want to either fight the bear or run away from the bear, right? We don't want to fight the bear, but we have this metaphorical bear in our lives. Those are all the stressors that we're under. So what we can do, we can't change the stressors themselves all of the time. Sometimes we can lower certain stressors, but we can't necessarily control what happens in life, but we can control how we respond. And so there are very practical things that we can do, like a boxed breath, for instance. So why don't we do a few breaths right now?
Okay, what's a boxed breath?
So we're going to inhale through the nose and count to 4. Hold the breath in and count to 4. Exhale a little bit more forcefully through the mouth, counting to 4. Contracting the abs as you do that, and then hold the breath out, counting to 4. So it's 4, 4, 4, and 4. That's why it's a box.
Okay.
And here's Theo.
Which they can't see Theo.
You can't see Theo. Oop,
he came to say hi. He always comes to say hi when people are at my house. Yeah.
So if you breathe in that way, you can actually lower your stress response and lower anxiety.
Does that help? Would that help people that, I've heard of people that just freeze?
Yes.
They just, with anxiety, they just can't move.
Yes.
Right? So would that be something that would help for that?
Yes. And that is when we have that freeze response, when we go into a deeper, more intensified stress response, and it actually activates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve comes down the back from the medulla, down the back and down the front. The front side of the vagus nerve helps us feel more connected with ourselves and others, with nature, with God, where we feel the best.
Oh.
As if we were walking through the forest on the most gorgeous day.
Oh, yeah.
And
like
we
that
feel
part.
good, right?
I like that.
And maybe we're with a loved one or a pet.
Mm-hmm.
But the backside of the vagus nerve is the shutdown freeze mode, where we feel numb and tingly, where we just freeze.
Wow.
We don't know what to do.
I had no idea. I mean, I knew about the vagus nerve, but I didn't know it had two sides to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can go into shutdown mode as if you wanted to curl up in a ball and throw the covers over your head.
Right. And
or you're just frozen, not knowing
kind of what we do when we grieve too.
Yes.
When we grieve, that's what happens also. But we have to make a choice to either succumb to it or make the choice to get out of bed, right?
Well, the breath is like a light switch to the nervous system.
Oh.
So if we want to turn off that stress response and that dorsal side of the vagus nerve and turn back on the ventral side of the vagus nerve with the relaxation response, the parasympathetic response, all we have to do is calm the breath. So if we remember to do our long, deep breaths, it can actually take us out of that panic and anxiety mode or that stress response.
So, because I forget a lot to do that. I don't have much anxiety, but I do have some fear, right? That'll come up and it's like, right. So I try and at least 3 times a day do that type of breath. Mine's 4, 7, and 8. It's triangle. I don't know what the difference is between yours and
there are different types of long, deep breaths.
Right. So that's to like get me more centered and right, and then go on. How often do you think is reasonable for them to do the boxed breath?
Yeah, I like to tell my clients that if you wake up in the morning and remember to do some long, deep breaths, just take 3 deep breaths.
Like before you get out of bed?
Right as you're getting out of bed. Yeah. Every time you use the restroom, take a few deep breaths. Every time you get in or out of the car, take a few deep breaths. Any transition point. Because if you remember to breathe, you start lowering your stress response. So if we imagine this being our threshold, we're building little stressors all day long. Right? Maybe we kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed. We're not in a good mood. That's already a stressor. Then we can't find the shoes we want, or we're running late, or someone cuts us off on the road, or, and we're building and we're right underneath threshold. If we remember to breathe, we lower that back down so that we have more room. But otherwise, the next thing that happens, it's like a volcano and we erupt, explode.
Wow. Okay.
So all day long, try to remember to take some deep breaths.
Sometimes we're so in our head that we forget. At least I know I do.
Right. And by doing different counts, you actually distract your mind away from what was upsetting you so that you can calm yourself down.
Interesting. That's a good one. Is there any others you can think of that would help? Not necessarily breath, but you had breaths and then you had something else you were thinking about.
Yeah, I actually have a whole tool chest of different practical tools. And later in the episode, I'd like to share a few more of those, as well as maybe even future episodes, because there's so much to share.
There's a ton to share. There is a ton to share.
One thing, though, is learning how to be present. Because what generates anxiety is ruminating too much about the past or worrying too much about the future. But none of that's happening right here and right now.
Right.
So that's a major tip.
That's a good one.
And that's why yoga and mindfulness really plays a large part in lowering your stress levels.
Interesting. So is there a common limiting belief with anxiety, do you think?
Yes, I think that both with anxiety and depression, we all struggle against self-limiting beliefs that start from when we were even toddlers. It's not knowing if we're good enough, smart enough, capable enough, pretty enough, Any kind of enough.
Right. Which is huge. I
Yes.
think everybody has am I enough problem. I mean, thoughts,
in
right?
one way or another, or
Right.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
But if we can reframe those thoughts, hold those thoughts a little bit differently, that's what we do in cognitive behavioral therapy as well as acceptance commitment therapy. So in cognitive behavioral therapy, we would look at our self-limiting beliefs like a stool, for instance, that's missing one leg or one leg of it is broken.
Oh.
In cognitive behavioral therapy, we would consider that maybe that's a maladaptive understanding about ourselves or response, maladaptive response. In acceptance commitment therapy, we would look at it in a slightly different way, where we would try to understand the function of that broken leg.
Oh.
And how it could actually be working for us in the context of other things. And so, but still, by thought distancing, not merging and fusing with the thought that I'm not enough in some way, but separating that out, holding it creating space and holding it just a little bit differently.
Oh.
Then we can have a new perspective.
So do you change, like, if I'm thinking, I'm just not going to be able to do this, right? Do you change the language? Do you change, I mean, how do you change that around to make it a, not, I guess, positive, yes, but to where it's whatever you just said.
Yes. On the one hand, the first step is just noticing that I'm having that thought. Then coming to some level of acceptance of the thought without judging it, because it's our interpreting the thought or judging the thought in a certain way that generates that anxiety or depression.
Okay.
But if we can accept that this is where we are, even though we really want to be over here and we start here, if we know where we want to go and we have a vision, instead of thinking that I'm not enough or that I'm not there, instead choose to look at the vision to create goals and action steps so that you can make a plan for how you can get there.
Gotcha.
And this is what I do a lot in therapy with clients, to help them define what their vision is about where they want to go. And then we can make a plan on how to get them there and to support them there.
Very good. Very good. So do you have a quick 3 steps as to what you may want the audience to try and do today?
Sure.
Or start tomorrow?
So if you are feeling anxiety, the first step is just to notice how you're feeling and not judge yourself. Accept where you are and then inquire with interest and care about why you're feeling that way. What's underneath that? What's fueling it? Then nurture yourself with compassion. This is the main thing that we do in therapy. And, if you are feeling anxiety or depression or just stressed in your life, please reach out to a therapist and get the support. There's not anything wrong with you for needing therapy. It's just needing a little bit of support.
Yeah, it makes you more introspective.
Yes.
Because I don't think people realize they just exist with their thoughts. They're not conscious and choose their thoughts, right?
Yes,
I'm guilty.
I think that we don't realize that we have more power over our thoughts and more choices about our thoughts than we realize.
True. Very, very true.
Marianne Williamson has a beautiful quote.
Yeah.
And it starts with, our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure.
Right.
And that's my approach to therapy.
No, that is awesome. But so many people have been, just the people I've met, not on the show. Well, yeah, on the show, and people I know, a lot of us have been just beaten down by what people say about us. Social media does not help at all. And so we choose to believe, it's usually easier to believe the lie than the truth.
Right.
Right.
The truth is that you are enough.
Yeah. And then existing is usually when you're wallowing and you just don't see any hope or see any light at the end of the tunnel. And so you just deaden yourself and you just watch TV and you just maybe go to work, go through the motions, go home. Right. And then you're not doing your purpose with this, which is what, God has put purpose in all of us. And we have certain parts to play in the whole scheme of things. And if there's, I'm going to say it's 80-20 rule. It could even be 10-90 rule, where 10% of the population gets out there, does what they need to be doing, and is a positive contributor, versus the ones that just are depressed and not living life to its fullest. Although they want to, they just don't know how to.
When we live a life of purpose, it lowers our anxiety significantly, as well as our depression.
Oh, okay. So what's this besides breathing? What's another step to get them out into their purpose or out of their depression or anxiety to go towards?
I think that understanding that anxiety is like a hyperstimulation of the nervous system, depression is like a understimulation of the nervous system. And often anger and irritability is common with both of those. So when we're anxious, we're overstressed. But when we turn that anger and irritability into ourselves, that's when we become depressed. And it's really feeling stuck.
Oh.
But having a plan and living your life according to your values is what is going to help modulate your nervous system and balance out your emotions.
Okay.
Then having a positive outlook about yourself, about the world and others, even amidst everything that's happening politically, everything that's going on in the world. But recognizing that somehow, some way, for my life, everything is happening for my highest good, even if I don't understand what that is yet. And that we really can't know the light without the dark. We can't know good without the evil.
True.
And so even that has a purpose. And then we have the power to choose how we want to be and how we want to live our lives according to our values.
Right. And that's totally what makes us different from anything else on the planet, right? Humans, we get a choice.
Yes.
And whereas animals, they're just usually fight or flight. But we get to choose how we're going to be and who we want to be.
It all starts with our thoughts and our mindset in general. Do we have a negative mindset or a growth mindset? Do we look at our challenges as opportunities or as setbacks? And then from our thoughts, we generate an emotional response. Our emotional response then influences our behavior and our choices that we make, which then feedbacks loops into our thoughts and mindset again. So that could be a positive feedback loop or a negative one.
Okay.
And we get to choose.
We do, but a lot of people go around not realizing that
they have a choice.
That they have the choice, and or do they want to make the choice?
Right.
Right. It's called free will.
Do you want to default to the pattern that isn't working, or do you want to create a new pattern?
Right. And that's
new
called
better habits.
What's that called? Doing the same thing over and over again is insanity.
Expecting different results
Yeah.
is insanity.
Right? But sometimes it's just easier to stay in your pattern. You know that, right?
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's hard for us to catch it.
That's true.
It's like, you catch it after, right? And it's like, okay, I'll try again tomorrow, right?
And you know what? Every day is a new day.
Yeah.
If you were doing something that didn't work yesterday, and even for the past 10 or 20 years, today's a new day moving forward.
And just take one step.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Don't overthink it to where you get paralyzed.
Right.
Like, it's so much to do. Yeah.
Yes.
So, wow. Okay. So we have a few more minutes. Is there anything else you would like to talk about before I tell them how to get a hold of you and etc.? So,
well, I have a very special gift today. So normally I have a 12-week, 3-month, or 90-day program to help anxiety, and it normally costs $2,500. But today I'm offering it for only $497. And it will be with group coaching on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m.
Pacific time
until about 10:30 in the morning.
Okay. Is that on Zoom?
It will either be on Zoom or GoToMeeting, one of those formats.
Okay.
I would like to ask the participants which format they like
the
best.
Because we're nationwide, so they may not be here in Reno.
Oh, right.
Reno, Nevada, right? So the ones for my guests may have to be on Zoom, depending if they're here or not, right? So,
it's going to be on Zoom even if you are in Reno.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're talking about.
Or some kind of video conferencing. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Am I able to give my cell phone number?
I would give an email or
Okay.
a website or whatever you can give.
Okay, my email is Barbara Karin. I'll spell it BARBARAKARIN 17 @outlook.com.
Okay.
Barbara Karin 17 @outlook.com.
Right. And then just tell her that you saw her on Embracing Life Again. And then we can, then you can email them back and then tell them about the program. And then,
and I'm also at Clinic AD in Damani Ranch, and I work under 2 supervisors, Dr. Stephen Mayville and Dr. Ruth Gentry, who are both very wonderful.
Okay.
And so you could also call Clinic AD, which stands for Anxiety and Depression. It's a Reno address, Damani Ranch.
Okay. Okay. Then any final thoughts that you may have, words of wisdom or that you'd care to share with the audience today?
What I would love to share with you is just embrace your life. Today is a new day, and you can do it.
What's that movie?
And I'm here.
You can do it.
And I'm here to help support you.
Yeah.
In any way I can.
Yeah.
And teach you more tools.
Yeah.
To help your anxiety.
Yep.
And stress.
So I really know her as Karin. So it's like, it was hard to say
my middle name too.
Barbara, right? It was hard to say Barbara on there when I was introducing her. So sorry about the flow.
Barbara Karin Sommer.
I know you as Karin.
Everyone else wants to put an S on Sommer.
I know.
At the end.
Yep. So it's spelled the same way, but without the S. Right.
It's a German spelling of the season summer. With an O.
With an O. Very good.
Instead of a U.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I enjoyed having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're
this has
so
been wonderful.
welcome. You're so welcome.
I hope that it helps some people.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. So tune in for Zebby and Theo's Adventures, which is on next.
Coming up next, Adventures with Theo and Zebby, right here on Embracing Life Again with Karin Koffer.
He's like, I'm happy now.
Sweet city right here. Yeah.
You want to hold it for a second?
Sure.
He's not going to
Little Sebastian. Oh, that's good stuff, man.
He likes that. He's like, I get a treat before I work.
Yeah, true. Come up here once a week. What's going on? Ready?
Okay.
What's your name?
Zebedee.
Zippity. Zippity Doo?
Yep, Zebedee Doodah.
How are you, sweetie?
Probably the best way to remember
My
him.
goodness. He's so beautiful. Do you mind if you take a picture?
I have been back there. Not to here, but I have been.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dad, do you want me to take a picture with you? Sure, why not?
Do you want him not to be eating?
No,
can do that.
no, please, no,
Okay.
no. You know,
You're making his day, so.
I tell you what, I love animals, and I gotta tell you guys something. I even became a vegetarian because of that.
Oh,
That's 20 years, and I would not go back.
Oh, wow. Well, good for you.
Very impressive.
I'm trying not to be in the way.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. Let's get out of the picture.
Not worth too late now.
Too late?
Love you, little pony.
You're already in them.
That's the name? He's a beautiful.
Zebedee.
Zebedee?
Zebedee Doodah. Zebedee Day. Yes, you may.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Zebedee?
Zebedee.
Take care.
My dog, honestly.
Has your dog tall?
He's close. He's like close to
Hey, we're here at Patagonia, and CAR, Center for Adaptive Writing, has Debbie here to do stress relief for the workers. And so we just wanted to give a shout out for CAR and help support us. Thank you.
You're all soft.
Oh, he won't hurt you.
And take pictures. Thank you. Oh, yes, yes.
Get in there. Don't worry about it. You can get in there. Don't worry about it. Look at this guy. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah.
He's so cute. Oh my god, he's so soft.
Yeah, we brought your boss a pony for his birthday, right?
Oh yeah, go bring your mom some.
Oh my Gucci.
We're gonna try see if he likes the strawberry.
Okay.
What do you think of that? Is that a no? I don't know. Eating it or not? You just dropped that, maybe a no. I'm sorry.
You've taken the first step to embracing life again. Let's continue to break barriers, find joy, and dream without limits. Join us next time and let's discover inspiration through every transition together.